Last week on the Personal Growth Podcast, we discussed comedy, motherhood, and all kinds of other silly things. This week, the boys are flying solo live at the Tri-Point Studios in front of no studio audience. Welcome to the PGP.
Thank you, announcer.
Thank you, announcer.
Whoa.
You're so good at announcing.
Yeah, for real though. So, I'm throwing some topics at you on the fly.
Word.
Okay.
Word association. Let's do it.
Milk,
Cookies.
peanut butter,
Jelly.
peas.
Pod.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were going to go somewhere else with
You
that.
didn't see that coming, did you?
No.
Boom. Pod out of nowhere.
Yeah. I was going to, if it were me, I was thinking I'd probably do corn, peas and corn. I don't know. It doesn't even matter.
Which is funny because peas and carrots are generally the ones that are associated with each other.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Peas
It's
and
fine.
carrots.
It's
peas
fine.
and carrots.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so we've recently got into a Facebook group called Podcasting for Entrepreneurs.
Yes.
I don't know if I would put either of us in that category of entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah?
I'm trying to build a comedy career for myself.
Okay.
A name and a brand and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not successful yet, but that's the end goal.
I guess, yeah. I was kind of like thinking, like, entrepreneur doesn't necessarily have to be successful.
Right,
Definitely
but it's just somebody
at
who like
first.
starts a business or whatever, and I am in business for myself.
Right.
And I'm in the business of Eric Cole, baby.
Yeah. I am somewhat an entrepreneur as well then.
I'd say so.
Some graphic design, I've been working on the blog for a few years. We've put in the podcast into that whole thing now.
Yeah. 24 episodes deep, son.
Yeah. So this Facebook group, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it too much, but I was watching one of the videos that the admin of the group made, and he mentioned a couple of things that I thought were really cool. The first one being Google Alerts to help building, like, using Google Alerts in your particular niche, whatever the fuck the word is, for
Niche. I think it's niche.
whatever. I don't care. Be Canadian.
I'm just
be
saying personal growth, buddy. Personal growth.
Honestly, I don't think that it's a matter of personal growth. I
know.
think it's a matter of personal preference.
It's a tomato situation,
Yeah,
I believe.
definitely. So he was talking about Google Alerts, right? So I typed into Google Alerts personal development, and now whenever Google Alerts decides to send me stuff like articles or some internet stuff about personal development, it'll send me an email with a list of different things. And this morning, one of the things that came in was 7 powerful characteristics of a truly inspirational leader.
Right.
And that was
a good mustache, a nice head of hair, strong arms, the ability to talk into a microphone, persuasiveness, gumption, and moxie. Right, those are the 7 characters.
Are we reading the same article?
I don't know.
Mine was on Forbes. Where was yours?
Cracked.
Damn. Yeah, no.
Probably different. Probably different article.
Yeah. Is Cracked like The Onion?
No. Cracked is just a humor website. So they'll put out like the top 5 movie tropes that need to be abandoned or shit like that. They do like photo contests or like facts about celebrities you may not know. Or it's all designed to just be funny.
Are you familiar with The Onion?
Oh yeah, I love The Onion.
Isn't that also humorous?
Yeah, but those are more like those are just fake news stories.
So
it's like local man makes his first grilled cheese by himself. Town goes crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that where they just like make up a story.
Do they actually go into the story, or is it usually just the title?
It's usually just a couple paragraphs.
Huh.
And say like local man Steve whoever was just sitting at home by himself one day when he decided, you know what, I want a grilled cheese sandwich. It's just a weird,
Huh.
But they're very good. They're very clever.
I've heard of The Onion. I don't think I've heard of Cracked.
Yeah, check it out. They do good stuff. They're very funny.
I will definitely check them out. probably not actually, but
that seems anti-personal growth. Personally, I feel like
I appreciate humor, but I work in a comedy club. I get a lot of it.
Yeah, but you don't get a lot of good humor.
Oh. Do you mean I don't understand it, or?
No. I mean, well, one thing that I noticed being behind the bar this weekend is that I didn't catch a lot of what the comics were doing on stage, just because I was busy like learning how to make drinks.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Talking about some personal growth right now. Tell our audience what you did this weekend.
This weekend I trained to be a bartender, because why not have an extra source of income?
Yeah,
if necessary. But yeah, that being on the other side of the curtain. So for those who don't know, who haven't been into liquid, there is a curtain that separates the bar from the showroom. And I didn't realize until I was back there making drinks and stuff how you don't really catch a lot of the show because of everything else that's going on. So you might be around a lot of comedy, but you're not necessarily catching all the good stuff.
You're absolutely right. I rarely am paying attention to the comics. Yeah. There's a few times, like by the end of a weekend after like what is it, 4 or 5?
Six shows in 4 days.
Yeah. I don't work on Sundays, so I don't typically. I'm down one.
So you're there for 4 shows, essentially.
Yeah. So, like, one night, one part of the set will hit real hard, and then the next show of the same night will hit on a different spot, and so on and so forth throughout the weekend, right?
Yeah.
And so, what I'll gauge what's funny is on a lot of times how the crowd reacts, which isn't really a fair gauge.
No.
Because people are stupid.
Yeah, and if you're basing what's funny on what they think is funny, it may not be what you think is funny. It's just, that's the group mentality of, oh, everybody else is laughing, so it must be funny. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not laughing, I just don't get it.
Right. Although, I totally won't laugh if I don't get a joke. I'll ask somebody to explain it to me.
And that's fine. Why not? Personal growth, baby.
Baby.
Personal growth. PGP.
Okay, so where were we going?
We were going to the movies. And then
Did I drive here?
And then maybe to a nice dinner. No. I told you before we started recording, I'm in a weird frame of mind, so I don't know what my contribution is going to be to this show, but I've had a very long, stressful weekend, so I don't know what's going to happen. But the topic of discussion is 7 powerful characteristics of a truly inspirational leader.
That's right. So this is an article that I found that was shared with me via Google Alerts, right?
Yes.
It's an article on Forbes.com. Previously was Forbes, the magazine. Apparently they've gone digital.
Yeah, everything has.
I know, I was being funny.
Except my watch. Analog, baby.
Wait, is that the one with the
hands
sticks?
The one with the hands, yeah. It's little sticks.
That was funny.
Jesus.
It's been a long weekend for me, too.
It's not every day that I'm the smartest person in the room.
I'm not even sure how to take that right now.
Hey, I'm over here, too,
Yeah, we've producers definitely here.
Well, yeah, producer's here, but he's not. He's just, like, off to the side. Like, if he was a guest, it's different. You know what I mean? Like, you're in the room, but you're making sure everything is running smoothly. And obviously, you're the smartest one in the room, because I couldn't do this shit. I sit in front of a microphone and act like an asshole. So, I mean, I couldn't. Don't take me personally. By 24 episodes in, if you think I'm being serious, then you haven't been paying attention.
First characteristic.
Yes.
Commitment to values.
Sure.
I think this is an interesting one. Like, I think being committed to most things that you want to be committed to is important, right?
Yeah.
But I think, like, whenever a person hears like, what are your values? Like, what's meaningful to you?
Yeah.
Values. Like, we should probably define values, because I think that I have a certain idea that pops into my head whenever I hear values. And I don't know what everyone else is going to think.
Right.
And I don't need to. Let's just let's Google the definition of value so that we're all on the same page.
All right, the definition of value. It is a noun. The regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Example, your support is of great value. Number 2, a person's principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life.
Okay.
Example, they internalize their parents' rules and values. It is also a verb, which it could mean to estimate the monetary worth of something. So his estate was valued at $45,000.
Okay, let's skip the verb one, and we're talking about the noun for sure. The second of the two.
Fine. You only want the person, place, and thing. You don't want the action words. It's okay. It's fine.
Well,
Whatever.
I think that it's important that to know how vocabulary works, but
Sure.
for this particular instance, what we're referring to is value as a noun.
Right.
A person's principles or standards of
behavior.
behaviors.
One's judgment of what is important in life.
Yeah. So what comes to mind for values when you hear values? Like, what are some of your values?
Being a good person. Treating everybody around me the way I would want to be treated.
Golden rule. Some people like to be peed on.
Yeah, which is not cool. Like, stop doing that. If you're out there, stop it. It's messy and gross. It's messy and gross. And if that other person, you don't know if that other person's had asparagus lately. You know what I mean? Like, just
okay, let's
fucking relax.
Carry on. On.
You can't just
I know.
lob something up like that and expect me not to
knock it out of the park. That was my bad.
Yeah, value. I value. I try to be a good father.
See,
and,
that's one that I was thinking you were going to say for sure.
Yeah, because it's mine and his mother's responsibility to make him a good person and somebody who's going to be, a valuable member of society, whether that be because he becomes a high school gym teacher or, whatever the case may be. Whatever he does, I want him to... Or
the kid that cured cancer.
Yeah, that would be cool. He's very smart. But, I don't know. We want to make sure that he grows up to be a person that, is just a good person. We try to erase that toxic masculinity gene that so many of us have. That
the social conditioning aspect of that needs to be squashed for sure.
Yeah, hard work is a value. I might not be a fan of hard work, but if somebody's going to give me a job, then I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, whether or not I want to be there.
Right.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about what my quote unquote values
are. Right?
It's just kind of the way I live my life.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to quantify those if you haven't. I mean, I don't think anyone should necessarily pick up a pen and paper and write down what their values are, but it wouldn't hurt, right?
No.
So maybe it's something that maybe we should do that one of these days and then talk this is what we've written down for values. Some of the values that I have is...
You didn't tell me there was going to be homework.
I'm not... There's no homework. I'm just saying. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, sure.
Because, I think the cool thing about personal development, personal growth stuff is to have a self-awareness. To be introduced to the parts of ourselves that we haven't met yet.
Yeah,
and
sure.
So...
and, to be a comic, you have to be self-aware. Because, the thing that, sets us apart from... for lack of a better term, normal people is that, the way that we look at things and the way, our perspective shapes the things that we say in a way that's going to make you laugh. So I think you have to have at least a moderate sense of self-awareness to choose the profession that we chose.
I think that that's true for the most part, but I also think that environmental awareness does you a lot more good than just the self-awareness, because there's a lot of people that do comedy that I don't think genuinely are that that too, but I just don't think they think it. I don't think they're that funny, but because of the way that they interact with their environment, it makes them that much funnier.
Sure.
Like the dude from this weekend, Brent Pella.
Yeah.
I did not think he was that funny, but his approach and the energy that he brought into the room, and he's got it down to a science. I'm sure of it because he did the same thing